friends, ASMR Sports here. Yes, you are looking at a very different arrangement here of the camera. I've got the overhead mount in use here, and I felt that I had to do this for this video because there's no way to really see. There's the cat. There's no way to see like enough of the pages of this book without kind of doing it this way. So hopefully it's not too bothersome. I know some people objected one time when I tried to use a view sort of like this, like an overhead view instead of my usual way of mounting the camera, but this is how I'm going to do videos when I'm looking like a binder of cards. And as I've mentioned several times, I have a number of complete sets in baseball that let's hope she goes away. My cat's very persistent. I have a number of complete sets in baseball that are in binders that I'd love to kind of go through on this channel. They're like 80s sets, like mid-80s, that I picked up for pretty cheap. So we'll go through those. But today I've got and these are a new kind of rips that I've got here. These are Rippin' Reds. So it's cherry, wildberry, raspberry, and red apple. Tasty. Alright, so this binder is a bunch of like 80s rookies cards. I really haven't looked through this binder in quite some time, but at one point, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, I was opening up a lot of stuff from this era, from kind of the mid to late 80s, and kind of pulling all the rookie cards and putting them in this binder. I think I have pulled some things out of here, but not a ton. So let's get it started. Alright, here we got 82 Topps Future Stars cards with 3 players. Got a bunch of Ken Herbecks. And he was a pretty big stud on the Twins. Back in 1987, I grew up in the sort of fan base of the Minnesota Twins, so that was like a huge deal. This card would have been very hot commodity back then, when it was Ken Herbeck and Kirby Puckett, Tom Bernansky, Frank Viola, lots of guys that I remember. Also, I've got Jesse Barfield. He was a pretty big name for the Blue Jays back in the late 90s, mid 80s, mid 80s. Sorry, late 90s, late 80s, mid to late 80s. He was a pretty big star. Him and George Bell were big stars, and this would have definitely been worth a pretty penny back in the 80s too. Up here we've got Terry Francona, who I presume many of you will recognize as the now managerial wizard who managed the Red Sox for many years and is now with the Indians. And we've got Steve Sachs and funny Ron Renicky, I believe, is like, I don't know if he was a coach or something. I feel like he was. In relatively recent times, Mark Marshall was a pretty good player who was on the Dodgers for quite a while, and Steve Sachs was probably the star of this card. Back in the 80s, he was a real good second baseman, and hit pretty well, and he was on the Yankees for a little while. So got a lot of notoriety there. So alright. We got more future stars, speaking of those 87 Twins. There's the cat again. You guys are going to have to tell me if the cat is absolutely insanely annoying To me, she definitely is. But maybe you're a cat lover, and you find her to be soothing and interesting. Yeah, I may just try to, like, put her in a room or something in the future. Alright. Tom Bernansky would be traded to the Twins after this 82 rookie year, or 81 probably was his rookie year, since it's an 82 card. And yeah, he was a pretty big power hitter, outfielder for the Twins, and helped them along a lot in their 87 campaign to the World Series. This has a young nobody named Cal Ripken Jr. With these stars, Bob Bonner and Jeff Schneider. And you're looking at this going, wow, that's a great card. Well, this card has some history. And here's what it is. I got this card in a box of 82 tops. I think I still have some of the packs. I bought a box of 82 tops baseball cards, a wax box off of eBay back in, like, when was that? I guess it was the early 2000s. And it's funny because I bought a ton of unopened, like, wax boxes off eBay at that time, which, you know, was something I, in hindsight, should have done a lot more of, because a lot of that stuff is wicked valuable now, as they'd say in Boston. Anyway, so I bought this box of 82 tops baseball cards, and it soon became apparent after getting like a couple packs in, also based on just the wrappers and how the packs looked, it became clear that the box had been opened, like somebody had gone through the packs, resealed them, and there was just no stars in them. So I come across this guy in the middle of one of the packs, and I think, hey, what's going on here? And then I look at the back, and I realize what has happened. They had, you know, a damaged card of a star, and they put it in the packs to kind of throw you off, I guess. So that was like the only star card out of there. I think there was just garbage, and I think I'm actually looking over right in the corner of my office here that has my cards, and I still have that box, or I think I might have packs in there left. After I realized what was going on, I just like said, why am I going to even bother? I know these are all, you know, picked through, so what's the point? Alright, anyways, Jody Davis. Kind of an 80s star there for a minute. That's his rookie card over here. Yeah, nobody really on here that stands out. Frank DiPino, I've heard of. These other guys, I don't know. And the Mets, of course, Ron Gardenhire. Speaking of the Twins, he was a longtime manager of the Twins. Now he's with, I believe, is it the Tigers? I think he's with the Tigers now. So, some fun names there. So, here's 82, Fleer and Donruss. Danny Ainge, of course, I believe he was he a point guard for the Boston Celtics, but had like a very minimal career as a baseball player, and actually played a couple of years in the big leagues, so that's pretty impressive. You know, God, I'm gonna have to do something about that cat. I think you guys, I don't know if I can take it anymore. She keeps coming back. It's like, come on. Steve Sax rookie, Jody Davis rookie, Danny Ainge rookie. So, Steve Bedrosian was a pretty good pitcher for a good number of years in the 80s, and Lee Smith, of course, a very good pitcher. Willie McGee, he was a big star in the 80s. Fast outfielder, pretty good bat, I recall too. Not what you would call a power hitter by any stretch, but got on base and he could move around him. Oh, Joe, this is the first card of Howard Johnson, who had a number of really big years in the 80s. I think it was like 87 or 88. Just was killing it. And I believe believe 83, well, he had 83 Fleer, and he had over here an 83, and by the way, his big years were with the Mets, not with the Tigers, but he had 83 Fleer and 83 Donruss, but Topps did not make a card of him until 86, which is kind of crazy. So he had these like really early cards in some brands, but in Topps his first card was in 86, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. It's kind of weird for there to be that gap. Ron Kittel was another guy who had a few just gargantuan seasons, 50 home. Well, let's see, that's in the minors. He had 50 home runs, but he had a year in the majors where I think he had like some ridiculous number of home runs too. So he was a big power hitter. I think he probably struck out a ton. And there's a nice Frank Viola there. So let's see, on to 83 Donruss. We got a couple of these Hojo rookies. McGee rookie, Gary Gaetti, I believe that's his rookie card. It might not be, it might be a second year card. And then a Julio Franco rookie card right there. That's always nice. That guy played for like 300 years. Glenn Wilson. He was another guy that, like, had a card in 83 in this Donruss. I believe he had an 83 Fleer too as well. But he didn't have like a Topps card, I think, until 86. So, weird coverage of players. Mel Hall rookie right there, Wayne Tolson. Don Slott. Alright, now we're getting the good stuff, folks. 85. Boy, back in 1986, 87, 88. This page would have been worth a damn fortune. You got a Doc Gooden rookie. Of course, he was the best pitcher in the universe for a good 3 years. And this stuff was just ridiculous. I could never get touched a Doc Gooden rookie when I was a kid in like 87, 88 collecting. Actually 86 was kind of when people were just going bananas for his stuff. So now they're pretty much like commons. Couldn't sell them if you tried. This is kind of funny. This is actually Terry Pendleton, but it says Jeff Pendleton, and I think like he's got a brother that's named Jeff. Well, on the back it says Terry Pendleton, so I think maybe they just screwed up the name, and I think they did that because he has a brother named Jeff, and somebody got confused when designing these things. At least that's my understanding of the error, but I can't remember if there's a correction of this or not. Mark Langston was a nice young pitching prospect back in the day. Billy Hatcher was pretty good. Larry Sheets had a few good years. Pags there for the Yankees was around for a decent number of years. But God, did the Yankees suck back then. Dan Pasqua was with the Yankees back then too, for a few years at least. Tom Browning was a good pitcher. Jim Presley was a pretty good hitter. Jimmy Key, good pitcher for the Blue Jays. Alright, now we're skipping right through 86. And then 87 here I see behind this stuff. So, actually I think there's some 86 there too, so I don't know what was going on with my ordering. But these are cards from the Rookies set, which is like a little miniature box set. Nice little Griffey right there. Hard to get these cards in good condition because what they did is it was a set. I think I've actually opened some of these on this channel. Maybe I haven't. It's about like that many cards. I don't know what that is, 100 cards. And it's like really tightly shrink wrapped. So the edges, the corners, get really abused when you do that. So here's some nice first year Upper Deck rookies. David West, Ramon Martinez. I remember he was like lights out for a year or two, and back in 89, people were thinking that guy was gonna, be the next, who I don't know, who the big, Nolan Ryan or something, but I remember hearing that, if you thought he was good, he's got a brother in the minors who's was even better. And you just thought, even better than Ramon Martinez? What are you thinking about? Turns out that was Pedro Martinez. So, it was quite true. Here's Greg Jeffries in a Upper Deck rookie card a year after his other rookie cards in '88. So kind of weird that Upper Deck put him in that rookie set when he had rookie cards earlier. And there's Ozzie Canseco, Jose's brother, and I don't know if he ever even played in the majors, but this was a time when Upper Deck and a lot of the other companies were starting to put guys in sets even if they hadn't played in the majors, which Topps really was never willing to do in the early days. But they started to Fleer and Donruss and Upper Deck started to realize people really wanted those like rookies, and they didn't want to miss having a card in the rookie or of that rookie when other sets did. So like in '89, all the companies besides Topps had a Ken Griffey Jr. card. Oh, there's a nice John Smoltz. Not sure I knew that was in here, but some more Schmaltz. Sheffield, Randy Johnson rookie cards. Sandy Alomar. Alright, Jim Abbott, Steve Avery, and these Topps all rookie cards. So I think all these guys had cards in '88 products, but not in Topps, I don't believe. So these are kind of fun. Oh, that's interesting. I just realized I might have some kind of variation. So this is Randy Johnson. This is one of the other cards, or really the other card in the '89 Fleer baseball set besides the Bill Ripken fuckface card that I actually have a video where I opened a box of cards that had errors in it and got one of those Billy Ripken cards. But another error that is of almost equal notoriety but not quite is this Randy Johnson, well, quote-unquote error. So what the deal is with this Randy Johnson is behind him you see a billboard, and when they originally came out with this product, the very first versions of this card very clearly depicted a Marlboro, the cigarette company sign behind him, and Fleer was not excited when somebody pointed that out. So what they did is they started to black it out, but they did so in just like with the Bill Ripken card, they kind of did that in a way where they created a bunch of different variations. So there's varying levels of like blackout, and if I look at the ones I have here, which are probably from a variety of different print runs, this one is almost totally black, whereas this one I can definitely make out something. I don't know if I could tell you if it's Marlboro, if I didn't know, but I can sort of see the sign a little bit, and the rest of these I think are pretty much total blackouts as well. So that's interesting. I didn't realize I had that one. I might have to kind of look at some of the information on the variations and whether that one could possibly be. But the error, the real error where you can clearly see Marlboro is a very early print run product, and so there's exceedingly few of them out there, and it's actually way rarer than the F-Face Bill Ripken, which was in quite a few of the prints that they did. So anyways, you can look up Randy Johnson 89 Fleer error on the internet and find all sorts of probably information, like pictures of the different variations that came about when Fleer set about to correcting the problem. Alright, so here's 4 Ken Griffey Jr.'s, and Ken Griffey Jr. stuff is actually just now starting to pick up a little bit, with all the Jordan stuff taken off. I saw that the PSA 10 '89 Upper Deck Griffey is selling for over $1,000 now, and I'm sure PSA 10s of this card, and especially his '89 Donruss card, which we're going to see some coming up, I'm sure the PSA 10s of those cards are going up a lot too. All of those cards are very hard to get in PSA 10 because this product just, the quality of centering and corners and edges was just so low. I mean, these cards are definitely not PSA 10 material. Whether that's because of abuse I would have put on these, or just because they came out of the pack, I don't quite know, but it's probably more out of the pack. So, yeah, so there's some value there to be had. Here's a bunch of Gary Sheffield rookie cards. And here's a ton of Randy Johnson, Don Russ rookie cards. Someday I might look through these, and like you look at this one, the edges are just like crazy, like off. There's some weird fuzzy cardboard coming off, like that edge. Otherwise, this card actually looks pretty dang nice besides these edges. Yeah, and the rest of them are pretty off-center. This one's pretty on-center, but it's got a little like print defect there where the black is coming onto the purple, so that's no good. Well, here's a whole page of 6 of them anyway. 6 Ken Griffey Juniors, probably all in garbage condition. Actually, this one's pretty nice, but it's a little bit off-center. This one's centering is a little bit better. But I think that corner is off, and maybe more of the corner. Yeah, that corner's off. So all these are kind of trash. I'm sure if I sold these as a lot, I'd get like $3 for all 6 of these cards. They're very common and low grade, so unfortunately, back in the day, you could easily get your $6, $7, $8, $9, depending on when we're talking about, for any of these cards in any of these conditions, really. It is really a cool looking card. I love that. I love that Rated Rookie logo. You guys know that if you've seen me open any Donruss stuff. I think that's like one of the most iconic things in baseball cards, in modern baseball cards, and you put that with a Hall of Famer, rookie card, and it's gorgeous, I think. Really, the more I look at this card, the more I think it's so beautiful. And I've noticed that 89 Donruss unopened stuff like wax packs or wax boxes and wax cases and rack packs and all that stuff, it's starting to go up quite a bit in value. People are wanting to have some of that, either to go through and try to find PSA 10 condition cards, or just to hang on to on the sort of assumption that the stuff is just getting rarer and rarer in unopened form. And you got to think prices are going to go up if people continue to get into the hobby and they want to get those Ken Griffey Jr. products. So here's a bunch of Mark McGwire's. All of his rookies would have been in 1987, but he has that 1985 Topps Olympic team, USA Olympic team card that is 2 years ahead of this, and that no other manufacturer can touch in terms of earliness for getting a Mark McGwire rookie card into their sets. So that one is one rare example where Topps was first with the rookie card of a major star. And so this card, depicts Mark McGwire sometime in his 86 season. If you look on the back of it, there's a nice one with a gum stain. He only had 53 at-bats in 86 and hit 3 home runs, and the most home runs he hit was in 85, 24 at Modesto, which would have probably been low A, or maybe high A ball. So then he comes up to the majors in 1987 and hits 49 home runs. Just crazy. The rest is history, as it Barry Larkin, rookies. Jose Canseco, man, was his stuff. It's funny, if I just kind of look at these, I can almost remember what it was like back in 87 to have even one of these in your collection. Gosh, his stuff was so hot. Let's see what he was doing in 85 and 86. So just got the call up. Excuse me, in 85, probably didn't do much, 5 home runs, but then 86, You started to see what's up. He got 33 home runs and then 15 stolen bases, and he would be the first guy ever, I think, to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases. People are thinking that, and this was at a time when, frankly, stolen bases were a lot more common, and I guess maybe easier. I don't know if they were easier or just managers, decided to steal more often back then. I definitely think that like catchers are better now defensively, and their arms are much stronger, so it's a lot harder to steal a base now. And a lot of teams just don't focus on it. They're trying to hit home runs, and they're trying to get like base runners on, keep them on, and then hit them in with a double, triple home run kind of play. I think is what modern baseball is largely about. I think 44 is harder to get, but it's also a little bit less meaningful because, I don't know, there's not much focus on stolen bases. So Ronald Acuna last year came very close to getting 40-40, but did not make it, and people think he probably will get it if he continues to play as well as he has been his first couple years, and if he does, I'm sure his stuff will, go up even higher than it is now. Even like a player like, Mike Trout has not done a 40-40 season. So, and the older you get, the less likely it is, because stealing 40 bases is really hard these days. This Rafael Palmero card, of course, he's a disgraced kind of PED user, but this card is just gorgeous. It's funny, it's been a while since I've looked at 87, and I just am noticing that 87 tops unopened stuff is starting to go up, and that's nice because I've got roughly a case of wax boxes, a little bit less. I bought like a partial case from somebody. They had the original case, and it was like mostly full. I paid like probably $4 or $5 for those boxes. But everybody who collected, in the 80s, in the late 80s, they, I think, resonate with this set. It was so common, pervasive, and it's a quality. It hasn't really stood the test of time in terms of value, but there are just so many cool cards in here, like the Bo Jackson Future Star card. And I mean, look, this Future Star rainbow logo is just so freaking cool. I mean, maybe if you're used to like Prism and like Bowman Chrome, and you're a modern collector, you're looking at this and going like, what the hell is that trash? It probably looks like I don't know, Wayne Newton or something that just seems like old people. To me, like Wayne Newton is old, but probably a lot of people who are like in their 20s now have never even heard of Wayne Newton. But I don't know, when I look at this set, and I look at like this card and all the beautiful blue and red of the Cubs with this rainbow and the red, oh, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. These things are works of art. I hope I have some Bo Jacksons in here, because that card is fantastic. Bobby Bonilla rookie. Will Clark rookie. Boy, he was just a phenomenal hitter. Wally Joyner rookie card. Yeah, this just, oh, there we go. Look at this beauty. Bo Jackson. What a gorgeous card this is, man. One time I pulled out of like a Topps Archives. What was it? I don't know. It's one of those Topps Archive products where you get like a bunch of cards that look like old Topps designs, but it was like a signatures edition box. So you get like, I don't know, 10 or 15 cards, and one of them has an autograph. Well, the one I got with an autograph was this card reprinted with a Bo Jackson autograph, and it was really cool looking, but I did sell it because I'm not really a collector of Bo Jackson or Royals or anything like that, so I don't really have much need to have that around, but it was cool looking, I will say that. And here's a bunch of just kind of the, never went anywhere rookies from this set. Ruben Sierra, he played a little stint with the Yankees. He was on a ton of teams, went to a lot of teams late in his career, like in the 90s, and played for like 1 year. So these are pretty cool Barry Larkin rookie cards. Of course, he's on the Hall of Fame now. I have to maybe look at these a little closer, but yeah, boy, these black borders are so tough. Any little chip is going to show significantly, but they are centered nicely. These two right here, this one especially. Unfortunately, I see a corner that's not perfect, so kind of a bummer. Just missed sharp there. There's Rafael Palmero. I think that looks like a great card too, with the blue and against the blue and the red, and it's that sweet and rated rookie. All right, so some Barry Larkin Fleer rookies, very nice. This one's nicely centered. Corners are not great. Will Clark rookies. Bo Jackson rookies. These are probably one of his better rookie cards. His, I think, best card to own is his 86 Topps update. Or I guess 86 Topps traded is what they call it. So it's the 86 Topps design, and then it has the rookies like Canseco and Will Clark and Bo Jackson. It's a pretty cool set, pretty iconic. More 87 rookies. So here we got some 86 stuff. Yeah, all the 86 stuff is going to be at this point. So this is kind of cool. There's Paul O'Neill rookie cards. He's a Yankees commentator, and he played on a bunch of the 86 or the kind of mid 90s, mid to late 90s Yankees world champion teams. So he's got a soft every Yankee fan has a soft spot for him. He's kind of a goofball too. Let's see, Danny Tartabull was a really good young hitter around this time. Vince Coleman, of course, stolen base master. And 86 Topps. This is a set that is probably my all-time sort of most sentimentally favorite set, just because it was really, these were the first like baseball cards I ever bought. I remember going to like the store when I was in grade school, and I had like $10 and I'd get a bunch of packs that were like whatever, they're 25 cents or something at the time. I had no idea who anybody was. There was a kid at school who was buying baseball cards, and I just bought them and brought them to him, and he paid me whatever he was going to pay. And then I went and bought more. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't like watch any baseball. I didn't know anything about baseball. And then I sort of kept some of those cards, and I ended up moving to another area of town and went to a different school, and everybody there was a baseball nut. So I then kind of quickly learned a lot more about baseball and who was good, and I had these cards left, but a guy who's actually a friend of mine still, bought a bunch of them off me because they were, had a lot of rookies. Like this Chris Brown was a hot rookie back then, and Vince Coleman was a hot rookie. So I had, some of those cards. Didn't really know who they were, and so my friend bought them off me. I remember him looking them up in the price guide and saying, okay, I'll pay that much. That was back when, price guides actually were pretty good indicators of value, and people sort of really went by them. All right, Paul O'Neill, rated rookie right there. More Danny Tartabull, Darren Dalton, Big Cat, Andres Galarraga, Cal Daniels was real good. Fred McGriff was outstanding, just a phenomenal power hitter for a good number of years with the Blue Jays. He's kind of on the cusp to be a Hall of Famer. I don't know that he'll get it, but honestly, I think he is a much more sort of exciting, dynamic, and some would say deserving player than some of the guys who've gotten on more recently. So, it's all just a debate, I guess. But here's Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy's another guy who's kind of on the cusp of the Hall of Fame. I mean, he had at least one MVP, and he had some seasons that were just absolutely phenomenal. And, he had a pretty long career. So, in his day, he was a major, major, major star. Even though Braves guys didn't really get a whole lot of love. Because, if you weren't a major media market back in the late 70s or 80s, you were going to have a hard time getting a fan base outside of your town. But, he just was so good for a few years and had a decently long career. I guess the same could be said of Don Manley, but I think Dale Murphy even had a more impressive career over the long haul. I think Don Manley had better individual seasons. His best seasons were better than Murphy, but both those guys and Fred McGriff, are kind of on this cusp of the Hall of Fame. But now you're starting to see guys, like Jack Morris, like Harold Baines, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some other guys, get in, and you wonder if maybe some of these other borderline guys can also get in. So Ernie Whitt, Lance Parrish, and Bo Diaz actually were pretty good major league players for a good number of years. Weren't really stars, but definitely, not guys that were one-hit wonders. These guys, Frank Tanana was pretty good for quite some time. Bake McBride was around with a few different teams. The rest of these guys, I don't really know. Rick Cerrone, of course, was a good catcher for a number of teams. And it's funny, this is 77 rookie catchers, Dale Murphy. This is 78 rookie catchers. Let's see if I have that right. Yeah, this is 77, 78. So Dale Murphy was a rookie catcher. Worth highlighting twice, I guess. All right, well, there you have it. There's a fun little album of rookie cards from the 80s and a few from the 70s. Sorry, I just hit the camera. I will try to get, let's see, coming up. I'm kind of out of modern stuff that I care to open. I have a lot of stuff, but I just don't really feel like opening anything that I've got right now. So I've just placed orders with David Adams and blowout cards, and I've got some pretty cool stuff on the way, including some things that will be for requests that people have made. And then I've got more of these binders of complete sets that I want to kind of go through and show off. So that's what's coming for the next week or so. I won't get the orders of new cards for at least 3 or 4 days, so it's going to be well on those. So we'll see what we do in the meantime. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you all later. Hope you have a great one. Bye.